I'm Georgia Lieneman and welcome to Friday's 5 at 5. Well, it's not yet summer, but the Central Coast has already endured a day of catastrophic fire danger. There were no major incidents, but many local fire brigades sent strike teams to fires continuing to burn around Lake Macquarie and northern New South Wales. The RFS threw all its resources at the state's fire disaster this week, including this Hercules bomber which dropped a load of pink retardant on houses in South Turramurra in Sydney to quell fires threatening homes there. Milder conditions may give fire a breather over the weekend, but the fire danger rating remains severe and is forecast to become extreme as temperatures rise again early next week. Prime Minister Scott Morrison visited Gosford on Tuesday to attend a luncheon hosted by the Gosford and Erina Chamber of Commerce. The Prime Minister's visit was cut short by the fire emergency, but he took the time to thank volunteers and emergency services personnel, as well as the region's many small business owners for allowing employees to fight the fires. Presenting to the Chamber alongside Robertson MP Lucy Wicks, the Prime Minister acknowledged the coast's entrepreneurial spirit and reaffirmed his commitment to investing in the coast. He pointed to local infrastructure works in progress, including upgrades to the M1, but otherwise had nothing new to offer small business owners. The cost of running the 2020 local government elections is set to increase. The Electoral Commission has estimated the cost to ratepayers to administer the election will be $2.15 million, around 34% higher than the last poll in 2017. In separate council news, talks are set to return about a referendum on a council demerger.
As we all know, we didn't ask for the demerger. It went to our the then Wyong Council and was voted on, and it was approved, unfortunately, and especially unfortunately for those that work in the north. However, after 2 years, there's been significant cost associated with the amalgamation. The state government only gave us $5 million to amalgamate. However, I think it could be anywhere up to the $100 million. One of the areas I'm pretty sure we've spent about $11 million on just the IT service alone, which has taken quite some time to harmonise, let alone the policies. So a significant investment into the amalgamation. So that would mean it's significant investment into a de-amalgamation. And for me, it's about, well, let's go back to the community, ask them how it's going, what do they want to do they want to stay amalgamated, do they want to de-amalgamate, and get some real costs associated with that. The job of the Mayor is extensive with this amalgamated council with 340,000 people to look after and a chamber of 15 councillors with all differing views and behaviours. It's a very difficult task in controlling what actually goes on the chamber, let alone making decisions, and very big decisions and budgetary decisions, if you haven't got the experience within the chamber or in the broader community.
Over 40 chief executives from business around the coast stepped out of their boardrooms and onto Tarilba Reserve at the entrance today to participate in the Take 3 CEO cleanup. The fundraising event, organised by Take 3 for the Sea, raised $14,000 and collected 220 kilograms of rubbish from the land and water. The CEO cleanup is part of the Take 3's ongoing mission to inspire simple actions to reduce plastic pollution in the ocean.
We desperately need to solve this problem, because if we don't, by 2050, there's going to be more plastic in the ocean than fish.
And still on the subject of waste, it was National Recycling Week this week, and Central Coast Council has expanded its efforts to divert waste from landfill. The coast is emerging as a leader in waste recycling, with the council underwriting several large investments by private recyclers. The latest of these includes a contract with IQ Renew to underpin the development of a materials recovery factory in Somersby.
Coasties are excellent recyclers. We have very low contamination rates, around 10% in our yellow bin recycling, and we recycle in our yellow bin recycling around 40,000 tonnes historically. It's reduced to around 30,000 tonnes now, but that's because of people using the container deposit scheme, and also reduction in some things like newspapers and the like, which still means it's a net reduction in waste to landfill. We divert around 43% of our waste, so that's predominantly going to the green bin, the yellow bin, and various resource recovery initiatives we actually do at our waste facilities as well. So it's around 42% at the moment. We're looking to increase that. our contractor Cleanaway collects that material, takes it up to a material recovery facility up at Summersby, operated by a company IQ Renew. We're their sort of founding contract with them, and they've invested heavily here on the Central Coast and expanded that business. We're still obviously the largest supplier of materials, and that's now taking material from the Upper Hunter Valley and also the northern suburbs of Sydney. So as I said, we're the founder and major client there. So they're processing the material. It's commingled recycling, so it's all sorted into various things using a lot of machinery, and ends up being sold off as commodities. It's no longer a waste product. It's actually a resource and sold as commodity for recycling back into other products, and more of it's happening in Australia.
What's the biggest error households make when putting things in their bins?
Well, one of the common ones would be placing recyclables in a plastic bag. So obviously the machinery can't sort of rip through bags and the like. So so a lot of that ends up treated as general waste. So don't put things in plastic bags in the recycling bin.
And to make it easier for residents to identify what can or cannot be recycled, the Council has developed an A to Z guide in partnership with Cleanaway that can be found at onecoast.com.au. And in sport, it's a big weekend for the Mariners, who take on Adelaide United this Saturday afternoon. The Mariners were brought back to earth last week with a 3-1 away loss to Melbourne City, but the squad is keen to avenge its loss in the FFA Cup to Adelaide earlier this year. The Mariners will be without star trio Michael McGlinchey, Danny De Silva and Kai Rouse, who are all on international duty. One player that's ready to go is former Serbian midfielder Milan Djuric, and we caught up with DJ earlier this week.
Another corner now. It's not a bad header. It is a great header indeed. Moving it quickly from Curtis Good. That's a lovely ball by Curtis Good. Now Connor Metcalf has space to work in. He's got plenty in the box. Adrian Luna is there. Noon over the ball for Melbourne City. It'll be Lockie Wales to send it to the near post. It says dummy. There's Delbridge. There's a goal. There's number 3 for silverware. Here's a chance for Jordan Murray for the Mariners, and he takes it.
U Cup ovdje Australije prošli putak. Šta hoćeš da radiš bolje ovom?
Pa sigurno da tu utakmicu u kupu stvarno smo dobro ušli i kao što ste rekli pokazao se taj timski duh gdje smo stvarno igrali dobro i postigli smo gol na vreme i imali smo sve u našim rukama, ali nažalost dobili smo taj crveni karton i onda se sve okrenulo. Primili smo odmah posle 15-20 sekundi taj gol i onda je na psihičkom planu mislim da smo malo pali i onda je stigao taj drugi gol, ali sigurno da ako hoćemo da pobedimo ovu utakmicu moramo da uđemo kao i u kupu od prvog minuta, da znamo šta želimo i sigurno da hoćemo da pobedimo i da donesemo 3 boda nama i našim navijačima.
And all the weekend's soccer action is available over on Fox Sports. Umina Surf Lifesaving Club's Kai Darwin has been crowned Surf Lifesaving Australia's Youth Lifesaver of the Year. Darwin has been with the Umina Club since he was a 5-year-old nipper and has been involved with numerous aspects of the club since. He beat several outstanding young lifesavers from around the country to claim this year's top youth honour.
Congratulations, mate. So what do you rate as your highlight so far for your lifesaving career?
I guess just being involved as a whole, wearing the red and yellow when I'm on patrol. I just love the organisation. It's great.
Congratulations.
And we close this week with some scenes from Fun Flight at Warnervale Airport, where the Central Coast Aero Club held its annual Fun Flight Day.
Yeah, so Fun Flight's a nationwide organisation that get together every year, and a not-for-profit organisation. So once a year they approach Aero clubs like the Central Coast Aero Club here, and they arrange fun flights for disadvantaged and underprivileged and sometimes severely handicapped children. The children are the piece that glues this all together as far as the pilots are concerned, because the pilots get as much fun out of doing this for the kids than the kids actually get themselves. But I can tell you, having flown some of these kids and in fact their parents today as well, some of the reactions you get out of them are just absolutely priceless.
What do you think about this initiative?
It's a fabulous initiative, and we've been to camp breakaway camps as well, and it was awesome organisation.
Yeah, I think it's fabulous that they're getting the kids up there, and it's really good.
Well, that's all for this week. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week for Friday's 5 at 5.